Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Commodity TV. And yeah, the question is silver. Where is it going on? And what's going on? What is the market doing? And yeah, are we in a correction? Yes or no? And is this the end of the bull market? Or is this the expected long-term bull market? And we think, yes, it is. And this video is distributed on behalf of and paid for Endeavour Silver with OR Royalties, Sierra Madre and Discovery Silver. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the hell is going on in the silver market, and it's really hefty. But this correction we have really expected, and 52 to 53 was a price target in our point and figure chart, as you remember when you follow us. And this was reached, and now we are correcting maybe down to $45, $46. That is possible, but honestly, I would buy because the silver market is in a nightmare scale, meaning physical non-availability. India, South Africa, Australia, Canada, all the statements have no silver to mint coins and to produce the coins. Is this the silver market about to crash, or is it the real short squeeze? We don't know, but we know there is a real problem. That is the big question, and we must ask ourselves, of course. It started in India with the Diwali festival. The Indians are now buying silver in addition to gold because the ratio had reached 100:1 in India, and several financial influencers, the so-called finfluencers in India, had touted silver as a top trade. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the manipulation, because you cannot go against the world. Guys, give up before you lose everything. China was closed for the holiday week, so the people turned to London, the investors, to the LBMA. Now the vaults there are also virtually empty. What's there belongs to the ETFs and to nobody else. There is a silver emergency everywhere you look. We have always been laughed at when we predicted this in recent years, but silver is now skyrocketing, and we were sure that this comes. So as said, numerous mints are no longer able to produce coins. They have no more silver. A London LBMA settlement is now at T+8 weeks. That means the trade plus 8 weeks, and then you may have a settlement. Previously it was T+1 day. I think that tells you all. The freely available silver stocks are almost non-existent in London, and COMEX is also experiencing major problems. November 28th this year is the settlement date for physical delivery of futures. Let's see what happens, and maybe we get also an interest cut next week with the Fed. Let's see what happens there, because that would be also positive for the precious metals. On October the 9th, the silver short sellers dumped at least 20,000 contracts with a volume of 100 million ounces of silver on the market. Ladies and gentlemen, this is manipulation and nothing else. Nobody sells 100 million ounces in this market. That makes absolutely no sense if you don't want to pressurize the price. And of course, this caused a silver price to slide below the $50 mark. And yesterday or 2 days ago, we saw the same happening again. So why would they do that? Only if they are short and can no longer cover. It is as simple as that. The worldwide production this year is approximately 830 million ounces, primary and secondary miners. And you sell 100 million? Excuse me, guys, that makes no sense. Nobody kills himself in the market. Yeah, please don't think we are all stupid. Since the beginning of October, 560 tons of silver have been awaiting delivery. You can't just transport that by plane. It's impossible. What is the conclusion? As we always say, paper silver is nice for gambling, but when it comes to delivery, it's time to drop your pants. It's like when you poker. I want to see. So now you have that. What is the conclusion? Silver is that? Oh, sorry, I said that already. It's all going to get much worse, ladies and gentlemen. The important thing is not to get caught up in the noise of the paper junkies, but to own real silver and good mining stocks, especially producers, silver producer. That helps a lot. So let's have a look at the silver price. My point and figure chart said $52 is the target. This is why I have not put it in already, because I did that over the last months and we reached it. That's done. Now we have a little correction. That is fine for me. It can go, as said, to $45. That is possible, maybe $44 as a worst case scenario. But the next target price is $63, and I wouldn't be astonished if we have that by Christmas, and then $80 and then $111 in the target price. So let's see how long this goes until we reach it. probably the $80 next year, maybe 111. I don't know, but I'm very, very positive. Silver over 62 years. Great breakout, ladies and gentlemen. This chart tells you all, and I think it speaks for itself. Then we have a log scale chart. So my colleagues from the US did that in-house. And as you see also, we are not in the hot zone. Definitely. And this chart is from 1933, yeah, on a yearly silver basis. So you see, we have no hot zone reached yet. So there's a lot of room above the $100 silver level. I think even more, 150 to 200. And so from that case also here, a lot of room to make money. Then interesting, Saudi Arabia is now in the iShares Silver Trust. That's really cool. And I mean, they hold 504 million ounces of silver with 555 million shares outstanding. And the who is in. And if you look at the findings, there's really a lot going on in the last days and weeks. So welcome Saudi Arabia here. But also interesting, not only the metal, but the gold miners versus the money supply. And I know those are gold miners now, but this is also with the silver miners together, because many gold miners have a lot of silver on the side and vice versa. So those stocks broke out in relation to the M2 money supply. And this is a 40-year price signal. So, ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts and make sure that you own good producers. Then, let's talk about the Global X Silver Miner ETF. I think it's the best in the world. 3.6 billion under management, dollars of course, assets under management, and currently 38 positions in the fund. If you want to participate in the silver market, you need to own simply that ETF and you can sleep very well. Next target price is $98. And so that's from here, that's a good 50% price target value. Then let's talk about Endeavour Silver. You know the company well. I'm a shareholder in the company and my next price target is 19 Canadian dollars 50. Also here very positive. Terronera is in full production now. Commercial production, 4 mines in production. I think the stock has a lot of room to move. Sierra Madre Gold and Silver, also I'm a shareholder in the company, and I think the next target price is approximately 2.5 Canadian dollars, which means almost 90 to 100% upward potential. And chart looks good, everything is fine. The company is working really on the expansion and also bringing down the costs. So I think that makes really sense to own them. Then OR Royalties, the old Osisko Gold Royalties. Also, you're wondering maybe why I have put that company in. Very simple, they produce over 25 million ounces of silver through their silver streams. And as you see, our models were always right. We predicted around $24. We said 32, 38. We said the stock can go up to $55 to $57. Here we are. And we now predict 100 Canadian dollars for the stock. And please don't forget, they pay a quarterly dividend. Yeah, and then we have Discovery Silver also, and we see here 19.5 Canadian dollars as a price target because they own one of the largest silver projects, Cordero in Mexico. And when they get the permission to get this constructed and built and operating, I think that stock will skyrocket. So from that side, that looks really great. Yeah, then I got the magnet chart. This is really interesting because this is an AI chart done with in relation to the debt situation in the world. And also, as you see, they are, calculating with the AI the 45-year patterns upwards. And the next price target here is 83.50, then 115, and it goes up and up to $666. So I cannot tell you if this is in 5 or 10 or 15 years, but one thing is for sure, I would really sign for the first 2 price targets within the next 4 to 5 years. I think it goes probably faster, but we will see. So that's it, folks. Make sure you are not short gold and silver because that would cause maybe a sudden death, but make sure you own it physically and with good mining stocks. Thanks for watching us. And I wish you all the best. Bye-bye from Switzerland.